So Caitlin, remind us the history of the G20, how it came about, and what its mission is.
The G20 grew out of the G7. The G7 recognized at the end of the 1990s that there needed to be an informal mechanism for coordination on global economic and financial issues that included members that were broader than the G7. So it was an idea that grew out of the G7. They started to meet at the level of G7 finance, at the level of finance ministers in 1999. They met at the minister level all the way until 2008, when the first G20 Leaders Summit happened. And since 2008, the G20 has been meeting at the leader level, addressing global economic and many other issues.
Yeah. So the presidency of the G20 rotates every year. Different country takes over. Yep. This year is the U.S. chairmanship.
Yeah.
Amidst all of the churn and change in international relations right now, what do you expect from this year's G20?
Yeah. So this is it's actually the third time that the United States has hosted, because we hosted both in 2008 and 2009. We were the first country to host the G20 at the leader level. This third hosting of the G20 by the United States marks the end of a cycle. So at this point, every member of the G20 has hosted the G20 summit one time. So in that sense, it's a natural point to reflect on the purpose of the G20 and its future. The United States has announced what it's terming a back to basics approach to the G20, which is essentially bringing it back to its function as a coordination mechanism on global economic issues. The G20 has expanded to be covering a host of many different issues. The United States has announced 3 distinct topics it'll be focusing on for this year, focusing on unlocking economic prosperity, unlocking energy, new and affordable energy supplies, and proliferating new technologies.
So looking ahead with that narrowed focus and also new initiatives coming out of the Trump administration, new configurations among G20 countries, what is the future of this grouping? Do you think it's going to be important going forward? Yeah,
I think that 2026 will be an important year to help determine the future of the G20. It's no secret that the Trump administration is ambivalent about multilateralism. It seems that the administration is enthusiastic about hosting the summit at the end of 2026. That said, other members are calling into question the purpose of the G20, including those who have been the most vocal supporters in the past. For example, President Macron of France noted last year that the G20 might be coming to the end of a cycle in terms of its utility. So a number of countries are likely questioning its purpose going forward, and we'll be watching the outcomes of the 2026 G20 summit closely.